All right, so you're getting ready for a demolition worker interview?
That's
How
awesome.
cool is that?
Yeah.
And we've got a stack of RoleCatcher resources here
Okay.
to help you prepare.
All right.
We've got their career guides,
Mm-hmm.
we've got their amazing AI, and a whole bunch of real interview questions that they've compiled.
Yeah.
Let's dive in and get you ready to impress.
What's great about RoleCatcher is they don't just give you the questions.
Okay.
They also provide context.
Oh, yeah.
Like their career guides emphasize that demolition work is about so much more than just swinging a wrecking ball.
Yeah, more than meets the eye, right?
Yeah, it's a highly skilled profession that requires precision safety awareness and knowing how to handle all kinds of heavy machinery.
So it's brains as much as brawn
Yeah.
that makes these interview questions even more important.
Yes.
They're really trying to see if you've got the right mindset.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's repository of real interview questions comes in. These are questions that demolition companies actually ask to gauge whether a candidate is a good fit.
All right, let's unpack some of these questions.
Okay.
The first one is, can you describe your experience with handling heavy machinery and equipment?
Don't just list the machines you've seen.
Right.
Really dive into specifics and use the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result.
Okay.
Describe a specific project where you had to operate a piece of heavy machinery, like a bulldozer or an excavator.
Mm-hmm.
What was the situation? What tasks were you responsible for? What actions did you take, and what was the result?
Okay, so tell a story.
Yes. Tell a compelling story that highlights your skills.
I love that. It's not just what you've done, it's how you did it and what you learned from it.
Right.
What if you're newer to the field and don't have a ton of direct experience with those specific machines?
That's okay.
Right.
Focus on any related experience, even if it's not directly in demolition.
Okay.
Did you operate machinery in a different context? Maybe you worked on a farm or a construction site where you used similar equipment?
Okay. Emphasize your eagerness to learn and your understanding of basic safety protocols.
So it's about showing that you're a quick study and that you're passionate about learning new things.
Exactly.
Speaking of learning, RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job descriptions and help you tailor your answers to highlight the specific skills they're looking for.
It's like having a personalized interview coach right in your pocket.
Wow.
You can even practice your answers and get AI-powered feedback on things like clarity and conciseness.
That's amazing. Okay, back to the questions.
Okay.
What kind of follow-up questions might they ask after you describe your experience with machinery?
They might dig a little deeper with something like, what was the most challenging project you worked on, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
It's not just about listing your skills, it's about showing how you handle challenges and problem solve on the fly.
Yeah.
Those are crucial skills for a demolition worker.
You're constantly facing unexpected situations on a demolition site, so being able to think critically and adapt is key.
Right.
Let's move on to question 2, which is all about safety. How do you ensure safety on a demolition site?
Okay.
This is a big one.
Yes, safety is paramount.
Absolutely.
This is where you demonstrate that you're a safety pro.
Okay.
Don't just mention wearing PPE.
Right.
Go a step further.
Okay.
Reference specific OSHA regulations like 29 CFR 1926.850, which covers safety nets in demolition work.
Wow.
Showing, the regs demonstrates your commitment to creating a safe work environment.
That's such a good tip.
Yeah.
It shows you've done your homework and you take safety seriously.
Mm-hmm.
What about possible follow-up questions for this one?
They might ask you to describe a time you identified a safety hazard and what steps you took to address it.
Oh, okay.
This is a classic behavioral interview question where they want to see your safety knowledge in action.
So tell a story.
Yes, paint a picture of the situation, the hazard you spotted, the steps you took, and the outcome.
Show that you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk
Exactly.
when it comes to safety.
Right.
Let's move on to the third question. What is your experience with using explosives for demolition work?
Honesty is key here.
Okay.
If you have experience, be specific about the types of explosives you've worked with,
Mm-hmm.
any certifications you hold, and the scale of the projects you've been involved in.
Okay. And if you don't have experience?
Again, be upfront about it, but emphasize your willingness to learn and obtain those skills.
Okay.
You could say something like, while I haven't had the opportunity to work with explosives, yet I understand the importance of specialized training and safety protocols.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eager to learn from experienced professionals and gain the necessary certifications to handle explosives responsibly.
Oh, it's a great way to frame it.
Yeah.
It shows you're not afraid to admit what you don't know, but you're proactive about expanding your skill set.
Exactly.
What about potential follow-up questions for this one?
If you do have experience, they might ask about specific safety considerations when using explosives.
Okay.
For instance, they could ask, what are the key factors you consider when determining the placement and amount of explosives for a controlled demolition?
Wow, that's getting into the nitty-gritty.
It is.
What if you don't have experience with explosives? What kind of follow-up might they ask then?
They might ask something like, how would you approach learning about explosives use in a safe and responsible manner?
Okay.
This gives you a chance to highlight your commitment to safety and your willingness to seek out proper training and mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
It also subtly emphasizes that you see explosives as a skill to be mastered, not something to be taken lightly.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's all about turning a potential negative into a positive
Exactly.
and showing that you're a responsible and eager learner.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting how these questions aren't just about technical skills.
Yeah.
They're also about gauging your personality and how you approach challenges.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Demolition work requires a specific kind of mindset, someone who's detail-oriented, safety-conscious, and able to think on their feet.
Absolutely. And that's where RoleCatcher's career guides come in handy.
Okay.
They provide insights into the different career paths you can take in the demolition industry.
They do. They highlight that demolition isn't just a job. It's a career with potential for growth.
So you could start with an entry-level position or work your way up to becoming a supervisor, a project manager, or even specialize in a particular area like explosives or hazardous materials handling.
Exactly. And they stress the importance of continuous learning, staying updated on new techniques and regulations.
Yeah.
This shows potential employers that you're serious about your career development.
Speaking of showcasing your best self, let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI.
Okay.
I actually used it to prep for my last job interview, and it was amazing.
Oh, wow.
The feedback on my video practice really helped me polish my delivery and boost my confidence.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a testament to how technology can really level up your interview game.
All right, we've covered 3 key interview questions for demolition workers.
Okay.
What other insights does RoleCatcher offer about this career path?
They highlight that there are multiple entry points into the demolition industry. You can start with apprenticeships or entry-level positions
Okay.
and work your way up to supervisor or even project manager roles.
So it's a career with potential for growth, not just a job.
Exactly.
That's fantastic to know. Okay, let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
Ready to tackle a few more.
Absolutely. Let's dive into question 4. Can you describe a time when you had to improvise during a demolition project?
Ooh, this one sounds like it's all about thinking on your feet and being resourceful.
Exactly. Demolition projects rarely go exactly according to plan.
Right.
Unexpected challenges can pop up, and you need to be able to adapt and find solutions on the spot.
So how should you approach this kind of question?
Think of a specific example where you had to improvise on a demolition project.
Okay.
Maybe a piece of equipment malfunctioned, or you encountered a structural issue you hadn't anticipated.
Yeah.
Use the STAR method again.
Okay.
Situation, task, action, result.
Mm-hmm.
Walk the interviewer through the situation.
Okay.
Describe the problem.
Yeah.
Explain your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
And outline the solution you came up with.
And I'm guessing the outcome of your improvisation should be positive.
Ideally, yes. Choose an example where your quick thinking led to a successful resolution,
Okay.
or at least minimized any negative impact.
Yeah.
This demonstrates your ability to handle pressure and find creative solutions.
It's also a great opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills and how you stay calm under pressure.
Right.
Now, before we move on to the next question, I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh.
Said it can help analyze those tricky situations more effectively.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually dissect job descriptions
Yeah.
and pinpoint the specific skills they're emphasizing.
Yeah.
You can then use those insights to tailor your improvisation story,
Okay.
to highlight those competencies.
Got it.
It's all about aligning your experience with what the employer is looking for.
So it's not just about remembering the story.
Right.
It's about framing it in a way that resonates with the employer's needs.
Yes.
That's brilliant. Okay, on to question 5. How do you prioritize tasks on a demolition site?
This one is all about organization and time management.
Okay.
Demolition sites are bustling environments with multiple tasks happening simultaneously, so employers want to see that you can handle the workload effectively.
So what's the best way to approach this question?
Again, use concrete examples.
Okay.
Do you create to-do lists? Do you tackle the most urgent tasks first? Do you group similar activities together to improve efficiency?
Right.
Do you use any specific systems or methods for tracking progress?
It's about showing that you have a system for staying organized and
Yes.
on top of your tasks, right?
Absolutely. And it's also important to demonstrate that you understand the big picture,
Okay.
how your individual tasks fit into the overall project timeline
Yeah.
and contribute to the team's success.
Okay, now for question 6. How do you deal with unexpected delays on a demolition project? I bet this happens all the time, right?
You bet. Delays are almost inevitable in demolition work.
Yeah.
Weather permits unforeseen structural issues. There are so many factors that can throw a wrench in the works.
So what are they looking for in your answer?
They want to see how you handle setbacks.
Okay.
Do you panic? Do you get flustered?
Yeah.
Or do you stay calm, assess the situation, and find solutions?
They're looking for someone who's adaptable and resilient. Right. Someone who can roll with the punches.
Exactly. So when you answer this question, share a specific example
Okay.
where a project was delayed, explain the cause of the delay,
Yeah.
and outline the steps you took to mitigate the impact.
Yeah.
Did you communicate proactively with the team? Did you adjust your workflow to accommodate the changes? Did you find creative solutions to get things back on track?
It's about turning a potential negative into a positive,
Exactly.
showing that you can navigate challenges and keep things moving forward.
Yes.
Now, for question 7. What is your experience with salvaging materials during demolition work?
Okay.
This one's interesting. It's not just about tearing things down.
Yeah.
It's about being sustainable and resourceful.
You nailed it. Salvaging materials is becoming increasingly important in the demolition industry.
Okay.
It's about minimizing waste, reducing environmental impact, and even generating revenue by reselling or repurposing valuable materials.
So if you do have experience with salvaging, how should you present it?
Be specific.
Okay.
What types of materials have you salvaged? Wood, metal, bricks, fixtures.
Okay.
What methods did you use to carefully extract and preserve them?
Yeah.
Did you work with any specialized recycling companies or organizations?
But what if you don't have direct experience with salvaging?
That's okay. Highlight your understanding of the importance of salvage
Okay.
and your willingness to learn those techniques. You can even mention any experience you have with recycling or resource recovery in other contexts,
Okay.
like on a personal level or in previous jobs.
It's about showing that you're aligned with the industry's move toward sustainability and that you're eager to contribute to those efforts.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to question 8. What is your experience with using hand tools for demolition work? So we're stepping away from the heavy machinery for a moment.
Right. While heavy equipment handles the big stuff,
Yeah.
hand tools are essential for precision work.
Okay.
Dismantling smaller components and ensuring a clean and safe site.
Yeah.
They're an integral part of the demolition process.
So how should you answer this question?
Focus on specificity.
Okay.
Talk about the types of hand tools you're proficient with, like sledgehammers, pry bars, demolition hammers, crowbars, and so on.
Okay.
Describe the techniques you use to handle them safely and effectively.
It's about demonstrating that you're comfortable working with your hands
Right.
and that you understand the importance of using the right tool for the job.
Exactly.
Okay, on to question 9. What is your experience with working on demolition projects in occupied buildings? This sounds like it requires a whole different level of care and attention.
It does. Demolition in occupied buildings is a delicate process.
Right.
You're not just tearing down walls.
Yeah.
You're working around people, protecting their belongings, and minimizing disruption to their lives.
If you have experience with this kind of work, how should you present it?
Talk about the specific projects you've worked on in occupied buildings.
Okay.
What precautions did you take to protect occupants from dust, noise, and debris? How did you manage communication with residents or building management?
Yeah.
How did you ensure the safety and security of the site while people were still living or working there?
And if you don't have experience working in occupied buildings?
Acknowledge the unique challenges involved and emphasize your commitment to learning those specialized procedures. You can mention any experience you have working in environments that required sensitivity to noise, dust, or other potential disruptions.
Okay.
You could also highlight your ability to communicate clearly and respectfully with people who might be impacted by your work.
It's about showing that you understand the sensitivity of this type of demolition.
Right.
And that you're willing to adapt your approach to minimize any negative impact.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle the 10th and final question in this set. Can you describe a time when you had to work under tight deadlines on a demolition project? This one feels pretty universal. I bet it comes up in all sorts of job interviews.
It does. Time management and handling pressure are essential skills in almost every profession.
Yeah.
But it's especially relevant in demolition work,
Right.
where projects often have strict timelines and delays can have cascading effects.
So how should you approach this question?
Choose a specific example where you faced a time crunch on a demolition project. Maybe a permit was delayed, or there were unforeseen weather challenges. Explain the factors that contributed to the tight deadline.
Okay.
And outline your approach to managing your time and workload. Did you prioritize tasks effectively?
Okay.
Did you delegate responsibilities? Did you find ways to streamline processes?
And of course, focus on the positive aspects of your performance under pressure.
Yes.
Did you stay calm and focused? Did you find creative solutions to expedite tasks? Did you keep communication flowing smoothly with the team?
Exactly. It's about showcasing your ability to handle pressure and deliver results even when the clock is ticking. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful in crafting these answers.
Yeah.
By analyzing the job description, you can tailor your story
Okay.
to emphasize the specific skills and qualities that the employer is seeking.
It's all about working smarter, not harder, right?
Right.
Okay, we've covered 10 key interview questions for demolition workers.
Great.
What other advice does RoleCatcher offer for those looking to break into this field?
One thing they emphasize is the power of networking.
Okay.
Attending industry events, joining professional organizations like the National Demolition Association,
Good.
and connecting with experienced professionals.
Yeah.
Those can all really open doors and provide invaluable insights.
It's about building relationships and learning from those who've been there and done that right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you never know who might have a lead on a job or be able to offer some great advice.
Absolutely. And RoleCatcher actually has tools built into their platform to help you manage and organize your professional network.
They do.
It can be a real game changer when you're job hunting.
Definitely.
So they've thought of everything. Now, we touched on career progression earlier.
Okay.
Can you tell us more about what RoleCatcher's career guide says about potential paths in the demolition industry?
They lay out a really clear path for advancement.
Go.
You might start with an apprenticeship or an entry-level position, get some hands-on experience, and then move up the ranks.
So what are some of those higher-level roles you could aim for?
Well, you could become a supervisor, leading teams and overseeing projects. Or you could step into a project manager role where you're coordinating all aspects of a demolition project from start to finish.
Those roles must require a whole different set of skills.
Yeah.
More focused on leadership, communication, and big picture thinking.
Absolutely. As you advance in your demolition career, those soft skills become just as important as your technical abilities.
Yeah.
You'll be responsible for not only your own work, but also the safety and performance of others.
So it's a career that allows you to develop both hands-on skills and leadership qualities.
It is.
That's pretty cool. And RoleCatcher reminds us that continuous learning is essential,
Yes.
no matter what stage of your career you're in.
Right. Staying updated on new techniques, equipment, and safety regulations shows that you're committed to your professional development and that you're always striving to improve.
It's like you're telling potential employers, hey, I'm not just here for a job. I'm here for a career, and I'm invested in growing within this industry.
Exactly.
That's a powerful message.
It is. And speaking of powerful messages, let's not forget about RoleCatcher's AI and how it can help you shine in those interviews.
Okay.
We've already talked about how it can analyze job descriptions to help you tailor your resume and cover letter. But there's even more to it than that.
Tell me more.
Well, RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you practice your interview answers.
Oh, no.
You can type in your responses,
Okay.
and the AI will provide feedback on clarity, conciseness, and relevance to the job requirements.
Wow. It's like having a personal interview coach, but powered by AI. That's incredible.
And if you opt for their Copilot AI subscription, you can even practice through video and get AI-powered analysis of your performance.
So you can see how you come across on camera, identify any nervous habits, and make sure your body language is projecting confidence.
Exactly. It's an incredibly valuable tool for honing your interview skills and making sure you're putting your best foot forward.
RoleCatcher really has pulled out all the stops to help people succeed in their job search.
They have.
I'm so impressed with all they offer.
Me too. They've really thought of everything to equip job seekers with the tools and resources they need to navigate the hiring process with confidence.
So what's the bottom line for our listeners as they gear up for their demolition worker interviews?
Okay.
What are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
First and foremost, preparation is key.
Okay.
Research the company,
Mm-hmm.
understand the job requirements, and practice your answers to common interview questions.
Yes.
And of course, leverage the incredible resources that RoleCatcher provides, their career guides, interview practice tools, and AI-powered insights.
Like your secret weapon in the job search arsenal.
Exactly. And remember, it's not just about showcasing your skills and experience. It's also about highlighting your passion for the demolition industry, your commitment to safety, and your eagerness to learn and grow.
Yeah.
Those qualities will really make you stand out as a candidate.
I think we've armed our listeners with the knowledge and tools they need to demolish those interview nerves and build a solid foundation for a successful demolition career.
I agree.
All right, well, that wraps up our deep dive into demolition worker interview prep.
Okay.
Remember, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way. Good luck out there, and go build something amazing.